Hey guys, this is Eddie with Unique Pepper 15. Today video is husband takeover craft room tag challenge for Father's Day. By now you should probably lower your expectation by like at least 70%. I'm gonna make a card. I decided to make a card that says dream big, and inside it says, oh baby, places you will go. So I'm gonna be using the, how do you call it? Misty? You call it this? I will be using the stamp positioner, and I'll be using the city stamp, which I thought would be nice as a picture in the card. So I'm positioning all the stamps where I want them to be, and I will eventually cut them. So here, first mistake, the page lift with the stamps, so I had to put tape, but now I actually moved the paper away. Okay, so I'm stamping with a stamp, with an ink stamp, and it's a bit off there with a tape, so I'm gonna be adjusting a little bit, and that looks about right. And the first time I stamped went well, and I had to add a little bit of ink for the city stamp, and it looks all good. I was trying to be careful and take this tape out, but it kind of peeled the page a little bit, so I figured because I'm gonna cut around it, so it's not a big deal. And that little kid stamp, I actually, I use a pen. It's 0.3. That's the thickness. The 0.3 thickness. And whatever the tape was just kind of taking some of that stamp away, I just kind of fixed it a little bit. So now I'm gonna fussy cut. You like that? I'm gonna fussy cut all the stamps I made. I do have to say though that I'm familiar a little bit with what's going on here, because I'm the one editing the video, so I'm watching every single video, so I know what's happening here. Here now I'm cutting the city stamp. I'm trying to figure out the size I want with this. The only thing I can call that craft version for a table saw, or a table saw for a craft version. And okay, I found the right way I want it, and it's quite straight. And now I'm cutting around the little kid stamp. Now it's originally it's like a little kid, but I'm gonna end up coloring it so it doesn't look like a little kid, and you'll see soon. So I'm cutting all around as close as I can to the outer lines. Try not to cut him himself. It went pretty well. I also cut the words there to size. I don't need that excess paper there. Okay, I fixed this one too, just so it'll be a little bit small. This is quite a great scissors though with that spring. So here's the part where I'm coloring the the little kid. I'm using a brown marker. From who? That's Spectrum Noir brown marker, and that's his hair. And this is like almost pink, kind of pink, like for his face. So I'm coloring his face. I also forgot to color his hands, but I'll go back there later. Okay, the blue. Here's the part where I was making him from looking like a little kid to like an adult, like a guy, you know, a man. I use that blue and I make it seem like he's wearing a jeans. So I'm using that pen again, and I kind of give him a belt. So, and now I'm coloring the jeans, and I'm making that jeans with that blue. I left a little bit of gap for the shoes. I've kind of fixed the belt now with a pen, and now I'm painting his shoes. You have black shoes, and I was trying to figure here's the power. I find out that I didn't paint his hands, so now it's the red shirt. I'm using red marker by the same marker company. Okay, this one is okay, this one is done. Now the city, that was quite painful. I gave it like nice blue skies, and it's like light blue. That's like the skyline kind of thing. So yeah, I'm painting. I was first I was doing the outside line, so I figured, you know, there's not much room for mistakes here, but then slowly I got close to that area where I gotta be careful not to paint on the lines. And the marker is quite thick, the tip is quite thick, so it wasn't that easy. So I was this is like 500 times the speed, so it looks easy, but it's not. So yeah, I decided just to do the skies first. So I would just do all the skies all around those buildings, and the Statue of Liberty right there. Also, you have like some pointy shapes in there, so you have to be like very slow and careful. So yeah, still painting that skies with the light blue. Okay, almost done. Yeah, just a little touch-ups in the corners. Now we will try. Oh no, that's the yellow. So the Statue of Liberty got some yellow. So the little fire there and the tips on her head, and also the cab, she got some yellow. It's yellow marker, same company. And then there was a little debate there, but about which color to use for the Statue of Liberty. Something like this grayish greenish kind of color. So we came up with this green color, which was actually quite funky, because this marker is not like it's not really a marker, it's like a brush. So that was quite an experience. I don't know if to say good or bad, but it was nice. So here we go, that we're using some red again. Some of the red roofs I decided to do for the buildings, and for that little, looks like a stall thing, I gave it also some red color. And the gray is like, I was trying to think, well, you know, what color the building will go for, but I guess cement, so that's a cement color. So I used gray, and I gave it some like slightly lighter blue than the blue for the skies for the windows. I thought it came out nice. And I used also when I was done with that gray, I ended up finding another gray that it was lighter. I'm not sure why, but I just decided that it might look nicer to have two shades of gray for that one. Okay, so yeah, so I'm doing the rest of the building with the lighter gray now, and that went quite well. That's actually a very nice marker to use. So I was just going all around those windows, and by this, like that little stall, there's like two plants. And are you laughing? And okay, where am I? So I'm doing more gray for the buildings. Oh no, that's the I picked the green for the trees, because there's like 3 trees there. So I gave it some green, because trees are usually all green. So I paint those trees, try to stay inside the lines as much as I could. Actually, it's 4 trees. And what else? Let's see. Oh, a little bit more of the gray. I think I came back here for the darker gray a little bit. Again, I don't know why I did that, but there is no special reason, except I just thought it's gonna look nicer to create some difference in the colors between those buildings, because I didn't want to have everything being the same color. So okay, we have some more gray. I left some room for the windows, which are probably, if I remember, yeah, I came back later with the light blue, and I kind of painted those windows. Thankfully not everything actually shows the windows, so I didn't have to do many of those little blue windows things. So here you go, I'm painting next to that cab. Almost done with the buildings. I had to do also the pavement, but I was thinking, okay, pavement should be also gray, but how many grays can I use? So apparently there is many shades of grays. So this one is like a very light gray for the pavement, for where the car is actually driving the road. I painted a little bit where the trees are, which is kind of a mistake because the trees usually grows on dirt. So I came back and kind of fixed it with some brown. And also those little plants there, I don't know if you can see, those are very little, but I forgot about them. So I came back with the green and I fixed it. The door for that store, it's like orange color. And okay, and a red shirt for that lady there in the picture. And I forgot to paint her bag, but I did fix it in the end. So that's the end product. That was very painful, but I was happy from the way it looked. If I could redo that, I probably will pick something more simple. So okay, I'm done with that one. So now I need to I was thinking if I should paint this all those letters here, like whatever I'm trying to say in the card, but I decided to actually just leave it black and white like that. And I also saw Betsy doing this cutting like that around them, so I decided to cut it as well because I thought it looks nice. So now I'm gonna pick the paper that I want to use, which I decided is overpriced gray color paper, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put everything and what's gonna be the size of the card. So kind of just placing everything, and then I grab the pen again, and I kind of marked, you know, just little dots, and then I'm gonna stretch a line from all direction. I want to create like this little boxy shape. Here's the lines, and what I'm doing now, I'm actually using the scissors, and I'm just cutting around the lines from the outside of the lines. Just I didn't care about much being accurate or anything because I'm gonna put in that little tool there. So this one I'm gonna make the straight lines, and I thought it came out perfect. Very easy to use. That tool, it makes the whole difference. Okay, so the way I want it to be, this whole New York City thing is like a picture. That's the idea. It's supposed to be, it's like a picture hanging on a wall or something. So I marked around that that image, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna actually cut a hole, rectangle shape like that. It's supposed to fit inside. So I was thinking, I worked so hard on that thing, making it and painting it like that, and I didn't just want to put it outside and then you flip open the card and then you don't see it. I want to, you know, if I work so hard on it, I want to make sure it's there. So I'm getting a window there. That's very thick paper, so it's surprisingly like hard to cut. And yeah, I clean a little bit of the like rough edges there, and then I decided to put like a white background underneath, so you have those white edges around it. So I cut it to size. Now I also will need to cut the inside of the white as well, so I'm gonna have to repeat that step just the same way I cut the gray paper. So I kind of align it, make sure that everything is the way I like it, and it came out good. So now this is the part where I'm doing actually the cut itself, I believe. Yeah, I cut it to size because and I'm gonna fold it, and that's how it's gonna be a card where you can actually open it, and if you want to write down something inside, so you can. It's not just one plain one side card, so you can actually open it. So I wasn't sure. I know there is a tool for that to bend it correctly, but I didn't have the patience really to get this whole thing. It's quite a big thing, so I figured I just take the ruler and make those little folds really quick. And I used this the glue gun, and I just took the first piece I cut, the first white paper I cut, and now I'm gonna mount everything. So it's not getting some shape there. You see where I'm going with that one. So now I'm gonna put it on top, and I'm gonna try to figure out where exactly I'm gonna cut. So first I'm gonna put some glue with that glue gun, and when I'm done with that, I'm gonna line it on top of the white section there, and I wanted to get this like white border around it. Here you go. Alright, so now here you go. Now I'm gonna cut the inside. Here you go. So the New York City picture will actually fit nicely inside, which wasn't the case. I had to fix it later. So I kind of marked where it's gonna sit compared to that little window, and I noticed that you can see that line when I connected the two white papers. I'm keep getting this I keep getting this like glues, like it's getting stuck to it, and then I thought it's not pretty also, like, you know, you see that line when you open the card. So I decided to use again that gray paper and just cut a line, and it's gonna be like a decoration thing, and also it will prevent the glue from like getting stuck to the other image that I made, the New York City one. Alright, so here you go. I just marked the corners all around, so I know when I put the glue, I know exactly when I put it back, exactly the same place, and that's it. That's good. Now I decided to be a little bit more fancy and consider, like I said, this is like a picture, so I should probably give it like a picture frame. So I use those sticks, this wood sticks, and I cut them to size, and I use this glue. You have a very thin tip, so it was very easy to actually put it accurately on the picture there. So I just marked it with a paper and cut it with a cutter. It's a wire cutter, just a simple wire cutter, and glue that one too. And what I didn't realize is that because now I use those sticks, the hole I cut wasn't big enough to fit, because I kind of increased the height. It's not just a flat paper anymore, and I guess the way I cut it is a little bit you know, a little bit outside of that frame. So I put like something with some weight on it, so the glue will set before I move it around, and decided to just cut a little bit, you know, around that hole, so I'll increase the size so everything will fit. So, you know, I don't want to cut too much. I can always cut more and more. If I cut too much, I can't undo it. So I was very careful, and I kept on cutting just a little bit until I was making sure that it fits the way I want it to fit. So you see, you know, I'm just doing every corner slowly by itself, and there's like little edges that kind of getting stuck in that stick. So I kind of trim those edges, and that's it. Here we go. This one fits, and now I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna place the words I'm trying to say here on this card. So it was quite simple. I used the glue gun again and just put it on top there, and that's the inside of the card, so you don't see it until you open it. I trim a little bit of the edge there because I didn't notice I kind of placed it a little bit sticking out of the card. And now that's the outside. Put my phone as a paperweight there so it will stay closed. Okay, yeah, now I'm using the double side tape because I figure I want to have the word and the little kid there kind of raised from the card a little bit to give it a little bit more dimension. So I mount that double side tape there as accurate as I could, and I cut everything that is kind of like sticking out from him. So I had to cut like in like 3 different pieces, like his body and then both of his legs, like little pieces. And then the way it goes, it's just like he's standing there and he's looking at a picture in New York City, and it says "Dream Big." So I thought it's like a motivational thing. Here's the part when I'm fixing the bag, the handbag, and that's pretty much the way it is. And so you're gonna be able to see how it came out. I'm just kind of going over all the folds and everything, making sure it's okay, and I'm gonna be signing my name. Okay, and that's it, guys. I'm showing you the card here. That was actually quite fun. I know I'm gonna cause some issues to some of the husbands out there, brothers or boyfriends, but fathers. But guess what? It wasn't that much painful. It was actually quite fun, and it's a nice gesture. So I'm happy to do that. I hope you enjoyed somewhat this video. And that's it for me here. And my love and life would like to say a few words. And
what are you gonna do with that card?
and we're gonna give this card away to who?
Little Warriors.
Little Warriors. So it's a good cause, and I hope the guys out there will follow. So here's my wife, my creator wife.
Hi guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I really do hope you enjoy everything my husband did, his efforts. I think it's a really great challenge. So if you hear your name, that means you've been tagged, and once you make your video, it can either be on YouTube or Instagram. And I know on Instagram it's smaller clips, but just do the best clips and pictures that you can, and then again tag a few people, and we're going to go ahead and donate these cards for the Little Warriors charity for the kids, which I think is great. So here we go. And April for the Love of Crafts. I know you can get him to do it. Karen Breen, I'm sure your hubby will participate. And again, this applies to brothers, fathers, sons, anybody who is in the Father's Day kind of circle. So it doesn't have to be just the husband. Victoria from Violet Paper Doll. Amanda from Amanda Lane 80. Kim from Copeland Plans, and Elena from Black Sheep 303. You have officially been tagged, so let's see what your guys can do. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.